It's time for our Washington Fish Quest side quest. This episode, Dosewallips Snorkel.
Hey Washington Shellfish Questers, Blake here. About 3 weeks ago I put out a video, and it was really a crab dive fail. Where I was at Dosewallips State Park, but I kind of salvaged it and made it into a short about just Dosewallips being great in general, which it is. So I'm back out here. On that video, the reason it was a fail is the tide was too far in, so I was about 15 minutes into my swim out to where I'd need to get to the eelgrass bed. And I was thinking, geez, I might not have enough in the tank if anything goes wrong. By in the tank, I just mean in my, my lungs, my muscles. So it just didn't feel safe because I was out there by myself. But none of that today, as it's a negative 3-4, so very low tide. Very crowded today. I feel kind of bad for anyone thinking they're going to get a gooey duck out here. Just so you know, in my opinion, if it's not more than a negative 3.7, 3.8 at Dosewallips, don't bother trying to duck out here. It's just too ducked out right now. I'm going to walk out, get suited up here. Shout out to my good friend Chris over at Pacific Northwest Sampson. I wasn't going to do this today. I thought I was going to be doing domestic stuff today, and I watched this excellent video he put up where he did a night dive with Aquatic Monkey. Another shout out, I guess. But really great, and it just inspired me to be like, I just got to go do it. Like, it's an hour and a half drive, but it's worth it. So I'm going solo today, which I know is never a good idea, but it's going to be water that I could stand up in most of the time. Kind of torn if I'm even going to put my wetsuit on. I have my 3 mil. I'm not going to put on a hood. I mean, I'd just be cooking. I'm going to be cooking regardless. So the goal is to get some crab, but I'm going to post this either way. This is kind of an exploratory thing, like the time I tried squidding in Hood Canal. So, good, bad, or indifferent, this is going up, and we'll see if either I get to see some picturesque eelgrass beds, at low tide, or maybe you'll get to see me picking up some crabs. We'll see. Bunch of Canadian geese over there. Definitely wouldn't recommend eating shellfish from right over there, even though it is opened, because I'm sure they are pooping it up. Yeah. All right, so I got my 3 mil on. I'm going to go in for real now. And, here's my snorkel I'm going to be using. So, you have to get the zippers on the back. And, I've let myself go a bit. So I was jumping up and down to zip it up, thinking it was because I was fat. This is called a short large. That's like my size, And I just sort of rip right up my butt. So I was going to say, when I was doing the voiceover part of it, when I'm actually in the water, I have my swim trunks on because I forgot my changing towel. But whoo, was that a blessing in disguise, because I would be bare butt if I didn't have those trunks on. It's like my whole butt's like pretty much ripped out. So that's fun. But some nice folks, even though I just told them that story as well, they stopped and zipped me up. And it turns out what it was is it was just stuck. It was just stuck on the, like the seal part of it that helps keep the water out. So it wasn't because I was tubby. It was just because it was stuck. So now I'm kind of, like, oh, Blake, what did you do? Like, if I just would have had a little more patience, I would still have a functional 3 mil. But, oh well. And actually, I was really torn on even putting the 3 mil on. And now the 3 mil is torn. But it's so nice out today. I probably don't need it, but I just figured I'd put it on in case I do end up diving at all, like below, 10 feet. I doubt I will, but I do have 4 pounds of diving weights on, which I know isn't much, but since I'm out here by myself, if anything happened, I'd just want to be like 100% buoyant, like not sink at all. So, all right, I'm going to head out now. I'm going to put this on, and let's see.
All right, here I go. At first, this looked really bad. It looked like it was only about 5 feet, but the deeper I went, the better it got. So as soon as I had 7 or 8 feet of water below me, it seemed like I could look around and see maybe even up to 20 feet in either direction. So that was great. However, this footage is way better than I was actually seeing because I forgot to defog my mask. So I didn't record this, but about every 2 or 3 minutes I'd have to, come out, get my head above water and spit in the mask and, clean it out. So sometimes, though, I try to go down the shelf. It's quite a dramatic drop there at Dosewallips. About a quarter mile out, you're probably in 450 feet of water. So here I am diving down. But every time I did that, it wasn't much life. It was just mud, no crab or anything cool like that. And I'd come right back up. I believe this is a starry flounder coming up. Yep, there it goes. Starry flounder taking off. That was under me. It was kind of a nice sight. Saw a couple of those. That was the best one I got in film. Here is a school of shiner perch, which was really nice. Always enjoy seeing those guys out in the eelgrass. Here was my first crab of the day. It was well, I had hoped anyway. It's female red rock. Appears to be dead. Hopefully that's a molt, but no, I think it's just a dead crab, so that's kind of a bummer. The crab I saw the most by a wide margin was kelp crab, which makes perfect sense. They're vegetarians, and you know the eelgrass bed is great cover for them as well, so I don't know why they'd ever leave. So I saw tons of them. There were seals all about. They seem to keep their distance. If anybody has any etiquette tips for me with seals, let me know. Here I am waving to one. But I just kind of would stay in my lane, and they just kind of stayed away from me, so that was all good. Oh, and then here's the highlight of the trip. This is the part of the trip that's actually going to stick with me in my memory. So if I had to guess, these are baby herring, just because herring would spawn in the spring, and this might be about how big they'd be in late July. So I am just surrounded by them here. It might look like I'm chasing them down, but that's not at all the case. And I'm above them, don't worry. They're not like running into me or anything. But geez, I probably have about 6 or 7 minutes of footage like this. There was so many herrings on this eelgrass bed. If these are indeed herring, I don't know what else it could be. Anchovies maybe, but I'm pretty sure they're herring. And I mean, they're very shiny as well, which I know isn't a very scientific assessment, but oof, that was just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Alright, so here I come. This is the first and only to bury the lead Dungeness I saw the whole trip. I'm coming up to porpoise down because I only got 4 pounds of diving weight on. Ugh, there I go. Alright, I got it. But unfortunately, she was a female. Only had 1 claw, but very lively, so there you go. Happy I at least got a touch of crab. And then my trip kind of abruptly come to an end. You know, I was a little bummer I didn't get, you know, actually keeper crab, but they had salt to the wound and salt watered all my gear. The tide came up so fast, and I was checking, but when it came up, woof, it was like 5 minutes, and my gear was covered. I saw it happening too, so I'm pretty much running back to my gear now. All my stuff got wet, and my DJI camera, which is my nice new camera, got ruined. So I think the warranty's going to cover it, but I'm going to be about a month without my nice camera, so that's kind of a bummer, because I know folks are looking forward to my salmon videos this year. But what are you going to do? I'll still film them on the shaky handy cam. So thank you so much, and see you next time on Washington Side Quest.